Hello. In today's video I'm going to talk about all the rides at Disney's California Adventure. What is considered a ride? Anything under the Attractions tab of the Disneyland app with the Disney's California Adventure filter on. The list is sorted A to Z with the exception of the word the. Again, shout out to SoCal Disney Dad because this is basically what he does. The first ride I'll talk about is Animation Academy. Opening in 2001, this ride is a show where you learn to draw your favorite Disney characters. There are different characters each day, so look at the sign outside the attraction for the schedule. This is really rare, but occasionally a celebrity like the creator of a show or character will teach you how to draw their character. Overall, it's a cool show. Do you want free sourdough bread? The bakery tour opened in 2001 and has had minor changes. In 2015, most of the screens were removed and now they're a touchscreen trivia game. If you have celiac disease, this is the Poison Factory. If you like bread, you'll like this ride. This ride looks simple but has a complicated history. Games of the Boardwalk opened in 2001 and had 7 games. Boardwalk Bowl, Dolphin Derby, San Joaquin Volley, Shore Shot, Angels in the Outfield, Newhall Fishery, and Cahuenga Pass. In 2008, when Toy Story Mania opened, most games were rethemed or replaced. Dolphin Derby got replaced by Bullseye's Stallion Stampede, Shore Shot became Casey at the Bat, Angels in the Outfield because Dumbo's Bucket Brigade, and Newhall Fishery became Goofy's About Fishing. The other games I didn't mention got replaced by Toy Story Mania. In 2018, the ride got its current name and the games currently are Bullseye's Stallion Stampede, which didn't change, Casey at the Bat became Heimlich's Candy Corn Toss, Dumbo's Bucket Brigade became Wally's Space Race, and Goofy About Fishing became La Luna Starcatcher. It does cost $4 per person per game, so if you and a friend want to play each game it costs $32 to get a chance to win. Overall, mixed feelings about the ride. This ride has had one change throughout its history. Golden Zephyr opened in 2001 and the only change was in 2018 to remove the Paradise Pier logo from the tower. The ride is fun and you swing over the edge so you're over the water. Overall, good ride as long as the wait is short. Roller Coaster Alert. Goofy Sky School opened in 2001 as Mulholland Madness, and in 2011 the ride opened as Goofy Sky School. The change is mostly better. I like the blue track and that's the main difference. The actual ride is a less intense ride as Incredicoaster, but I'll get to that in a little bit. The wettest ride at DCA. Grizzly River Run opened in 2001 and has stayed the same since opening. In 2018 there were dryers outside of the ride, but these were shortly taken out after it was found out that Disney accidentally or purposely stole fan art from the ride. The only other difference is the queue, but that's not the actual ride. Overall, the wettest ride to go on at California Adventure. This is the tallest thing at the Disneyland Resort. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout opened in 2017 and rethemed the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. The ride hasn't changed since, apart from adding Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark, a retheme for the Halloween season. The difference between this and the Tower of Terror version is you never stop moving, and also the theming, but that's an obvious change. While you're on the ride, there are 6 songs that could play. Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar, Give Up the Funk by Parliament, Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf, I Want You Back by the Jackson 5, Free Ride by the Edgar Winter Group, and Burning Love by Elvis Presley. Going from the tallest ride on the Disney property to the fastest. Incredicoaster opened in 2001 as Screamin' Over California, which is a parody of Soarin' Over California. In 2018 the ride was rethemed to how it is now and is mostly superior. There is more to look at in the tunnels, the launch, and before and after the station. My only complaint in the trains were cooler than. Also, this is the only ride on the Disneyland property that goes upside down. In 2002 Flix Flyers opened, closed in 2018 and then was rebuilt as this entry. Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind opened in 2019 but also kind of 2002 like I said. If you completely deconstruct a ride and rebuild it, is it the same ride? Is it like a Lego set? Anyways, I think that the newer location for this ride is better. But the old one had better music. Also, the place where Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind opened is where the male boomer was. King Triton's Carousel of the Sea opened in 2001 and closed in 2018 to become this entry. Jesse's Critter Carousel opened in 2001 kind of, but also 2018 kind of. It's like the last entry. I do prefer King Triton's Carousel, the music, the queue with the mini fountains, I miss it. Overall, the ride is just a carousel and a basic one at that. This ride hasn't changed ever, there is no catch. Jumpin' Jellyfish opened in 2001 and is a fun, mini drop ride where you can see a lot of the surrounding area. There isn't much else to say, it's a drop ride and has no history. This is a great dark ride. The Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure opened in 2011 and didn't change until 2014. In 2014 they added black light to some scenes and added extra fish. I do really like this ride. There is a certain feel I have for some rides which I've said before, and this is definitely one of them. Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters opened in 2016 and replaced Luigi's Flying Tires. I went on Luigi's Flying Tires and the newer ride is a lot better. I guess I'm getting old since I consider this ride new, however it turns 10 next year. Before I go insane, Ness Ride. This ride is really fun. Modder's Junkyard Jamboree opened in 2012 and hasn't changed since. This ride is very fun if there is more people per vehicle. Also, something I didn't know is that the tractors are considered baby tractors because of their size. Mickey's Filler Magic opened in 2019 and replaced for the first time in forever a Frozen Sing-Along Celebration, that's the full name. In 2021 the ride got an update which added a Coco scene. The Frozen Show, I'll call it that to shorten the name, replaced Muppet Vision 3D, and that was probably the best thing to be in that building. This ride is going to close next year. Monsters Inc. Mike and Sullen to the Rescue opened in 2006 and replaced Superstar Limo. In 2026 the ride is set to be replaced by Avatar Land. I'm going to miss this ride when it closes. Ride it while you still can. I've combined some rides in one entry. What about one ride in two entries? Pixar Pal Around Non-Swinging opened 2001 as Sun Wheel. In 2008 the wheel was redone to Mickey's Fun Wheel, which added a giant Mickey face. In 2018 the ride was rethemed to the Pixar Pal Around. Because the Pixar Pal Around is included twice, non-swinging and swinging, I'm going to end this entry to have more material for the next entry. Pixar Pal Around Swing opened in 2001 and got the 2008 and 2018 remodels like I said. The difference between this ride and the last entry is the gondolas move on a track while the Ferris wheel moves. I don't know why these are listed as two separate rides, but okay. Also, what if the Pixar Pal Around refurbishment got rid of the Mickey face? I'm glad it stayed. This ride has the longest wait times in the whole Disneyland resort. Radiator Springs Racers opened in 2012 and hasn't really changed. Once you meet McQueen, there is a split path. You'll go into either Luigi's Casa della Tires or Ramon's House of Body Art. I've only been on the Luigi's side one, the rest was Ramon's side, which is superior. I'll say how to win in my high scores video. This is the one of the best things at DCA. Redwood Creek Challenge Trail opened in 2001 and has changed throughout the years. In 2004 the area added things from Brother Bear, like the bears out front. In 2009 the area also added things related to the movie Up. Things to do include a rock wall, log slides, rock slides, zip lines, an amphitheater, log play area, large net lay area, and Kenai's Spirit Cave. When I go in the Spirit Cave I always get a salmon. There are also rubber duck races throughout the day. Also, if you want to do the lip line you have to be 13 and under. Overall, I could play there all day. This is a really simple but fun ride. Silly Symphony Swings opened in 2001 as the Orange Stinger. In 2010, the ride was changed to its current form. This is the average swing ride, however it's on an elevated platform. I think it was a good idea to remove the orange peel because now you can see more outside, however it's still cool to have an indoor flat ride. Hello and welcome to Soarin'. Soarin' over California opened in 2001 and is the superior version. In 2016, Soarin' over the World opened and is worse. Soarin' over California does come back annually for the Food and Wine Festival in the spring. Why is Soarin' over California better? On Soarin' over California, it's peaceful. You fly over California and see the Disneyland Christmas of 2001. The new one, you get hit by clouds, water, a plane, the sun, dust, a kite, dust again, a bird, mist, the Eiffel Tower, and also shows 2016 Disneyland. Do you know what you hit on Soarin' over California? Clouds, and that's it. You smell grass on Soarin', which is like liking the smell of rain, and on Soarin' over California you smell oranges, which is an actually dignified smell. I'm glad you listened to my rant. This ride is only 1/3 of its original size. Sorcerer's Workshop opened in 2001 and contained 3 rooms. Ursula's Grotto was the final section where you tested your voice acting by recording over Disney movies and the clothes to get replaced by Meet Anna and Else. Beast's Library was the middle section where you saw what Disney character you were, and this closed in 2023 to get replaced by the Disney Imagination Campus facility. And the first section is still open, being the Magic Mirror Realm where you draw an animation loop. It's a shame that this area has shrunk so much. Currently, for the Disneyland 70th anniversary, you can get a higher score. Toy Story Midway Mania opened in 2008 and has gone through minor changes. In 2010, the Bo Peeps Balloon Pop scene was changed to Rex and Trixie's Dino Darts. For the Disneyland 70th anniversary, Disney added 70 stickers that boost your score. Again, I'll show you how to get a higher score when my high scores video comes out. This ride has never changed in its 20 years of operation. Turtle Talk with Crush opened in 2005 and hasn't changed since. Crush will talk to you at random if you're lucky. There isn't much else to say. This is the last ride of the video. Web Slingers A Spider-Man Adventure opened in 2022 and replaced its Tough to Be a Bug. This ride is okay, a weird version of Toy Story Mania. It replaced my favorite land. Can Ant-Man grow it back, please? I hope you enjoyed. I personally prefer Disney California Adventure to Disneyland. That's my hot take. I'll see you soon with my All Rides at Downtown Disney video.